We came back and got it. Yeah, it's a nice one if it's a walleye.
It is, I
Fighting like a walleye.
saw it.
Nice.
Come here, you. Look at that. Start us out, Scott.
Fishing out of Arnesen's Rocky Point here today with my good friend Roger Cormier and Captain Tim Hill. We stole him out of his charter boat for the day. Pulled up on a shallow reef, and we're gonna fish a little bit deeper probably today, but we wanted to poke around up top just to see if maybe there was one up there. And first cast missed one, second cast caught a really solid Lake of the Woods eater. And we'll probably spend a little bit more time up here, and we're gonna fish some jigs around, throw some swim baits, some paddle tails, and see what the day brings us. Stay tuned. Came back and got it.
That's a big one.
Feels like a good one. Gonna hit spot lock there, and so we don't slide off of our spot here. It seems like there's a few better fish on this little edge we're on. So
That's a good
nice, nice fish. Thank you, buddy. Chartreuse head on a Sleek Jig. Man, I like that Chartreuse head in the stained water.
Right after yours, another one. So a little variation, you know, this is early season up here, first couple days of June, and it's real typical for walleye anglers on Lake of the Woods to fish jigging a shiner, jigging a frozen shiner, jigging a fathead, and kind of vertically fish right under the boat. Scott and Tim and I decided to switch it up a little bit this morning and actually go up on the top of one of the reefs that's offshore from Arnesen's here and cast, cover a little bit more water, and hoping that some of these fish might be up on top. You know, they were up here overnight feeding. First thing in the morning, we got a little bit of wind. We had a ton of wind yesterday. Fished on the charter boat, caught a bunch of fish. But there's definitely some fish creeping around in 7 feet of water right on the top of the reef right now, and they're biting swim baits. We've only made about 20, 25 casts and caught several fish already. Good start. That one really slammed it. That's a thing that's fun about throwing swim baits for walleyes is they typically just crack it. Nice heavy bite. This is a good fish, boys. Oh, it's pike. Thought it was pike. Kind of ran. Decent pike. Kind of a bonus fish, but that was a walleye. It would have been a 6-pounder the way he was tugging. Chunky one. They're up here shallow feeding too. Got to be a lot of bait around to attract a guy like this. We slid out a little deeper here just to see if there's some fish kind of off the top of the reef. And there we go. Thanks, Tim.
Yeah, that's a real nice fish there, Roger.
Sitting in about 16 feet, and I casted maybe to 12 or thereabouts and kind of swam that mare right off the break into a little deeper water. And nice to be able to have something on deck that you can cast to fish rather than just fishing vertically. You know, the vertical jigging presentation will work, but obviously you're limited to the fish that are right underneath the boat. Being able to bomb cast in all directions on the structure, you can contact fish. Plus, a lot of times the most aggressive fish that are around are going to hit that swim bait presentation.
This is a nice walleye here. Nice fish.
There you go.
Right, that's more like it.
Yeah, a little bigger one.
Oh, he's just barely hooked. That mare just cut the skin, but that little longer Techset hook is man, it fits nice on that 3-inch swim bait. I love that jig head.
Just about ready to reel up. It was under the boat, basically. A nice walleye.
We'll scoop him.
Yeah, I think he's better.
Nice.
The perfect rod and reel combo for vertically jigging or casting small swim baits for these Lake of the Woods walleyes is around a 7-foot, medium power, either fast or extra fast action. I really like this St. Croix Eyecon 6/8 medium extra fast, especially for these little 3-inch swim baits. It's got a really soft tip on it. That extra fast action really loads fast and really gets you really sure hook sets, especially in combination with those VMC hooks that we're throwing. You know, that Techset hook that's on the Sleek Jig especially. And then high vis line, I like to use braided line for this application, 10-pound test, either Sufix revolver, 832 braid, and then a 10-pound Sufix advanced fluorocarbon leader. Perfect rod and reel setup for catching these fish today.
That feels like a good one. Kind of got that heavy weight to it. I was kind of hoping to feel some head shakes, but I am not. Yep, kind of what we thought.
Decent pike.
Yeah, I might as well scoop him. Save me a retie, probably.
Drag is singing.
It is. He's like, well, I just swallowed your swim bait a little bit more and tried to swim through the trolling motor, which is spotlight. He's doing everything he can to get away. All right. Appreciate the net. Come out on the reefs and fish early in the year, you're gonna run into a few of these, so. This is a nice walleye here.
Big walleye.
Yep, nice one. After the little run we had on Pike, this is the kind of time where a guy's thinking, when's the last time he retied, what my leader looks like. Yeah, that's a nice fish. Thanks, Tim. That's what we're throwing. Sleek Jig, kind of rotating through 1/4 ounce, 3/8 ounce, depending on the depth. I was just talking about going to a 1/2 ounce to get it down to the bottom and fish it a little bit faster, and this one fit the 3/8, so we'll stick with that.
You know, Arnesen's Rocky Point Resort is a full-service destination. Comfortable cabins on the shore of Lake of the Woods. Bring your own groceries and beverages, do your own cooking, that's a housekeeping plan. Or you can go on their meal plan and have your breakfast and dinner in the Rock Harbor Lodge. Bring a sack lunch out on the lake with you. And most guests bring their own boats here. There's an awesome marina. Wing, now why don't you talk about your marina services and also what you offer on your charter boats here, which are some of the best in the business.
We have a newly expanded marina with a protected harbor. We have ice, bait, gas for everything you need to take your own boat out fishing. If you wanna, we have charters with licensed captains. We got 30-foot charter boats with everything you need. We have the bait, tackle, rods, everything you need to catch fish. All you need to do is bring your beverages and your food, and we'll have a great day. And at the end of the day, I'll clean your fish for it.
It's kind of dead weight right now.
Oh yeah, nice walleye. Nice walleye.
But since you guys don't net for me, I'll just grab them.
Well, we were, you know.
Look at that.
Wow.
30. Average size and probably a perfect fish for the frying pan, huh? Probably an 18.
Yeah, I think that would be it. That's a very nice eater, actually. That's one of the perfect take-home.
Yeah, fun day.
That's fun stuff.
Fun way to catch them.
Hopefully you folks enjoyed watching us catch them a little different way up here on Lake of the Woods, casting swim baits in shallow water. It's a great place to do it, Minnesota's Lake of the Woods. Arnesen's Rocky Point Resort, 1-800-535-7585, or you can look them up on the web at arnesens.com with my good buddy Scott Walsh, Captain Tim Wingnut Hill, Roger Cormier. We'll be right back with more Midwest Outdoors.